Alright, so I'm just going to go over my solutions to my solves on my 186 world record average. Scrambles will be in the description. Alright, so the first solve, the first thing I see, there's this, these two blocks here. There's a 5-move layer, one move to like a sledge, and that's going to give a triple sledge case. That's what I ended up doing. There's also this 3-move layer on blue that I somehow missed. Because, I don't know, and that gives a kind of nice case. It's probably what I should have done instead, but this is fine. So I do this, and it gives a sledge, and it gives this triple sledge case, which the alg I use with something like this. Alright, so for the second scramble, I got a 132 on this one. At first glance, there isn't really much. There's this one green block. So I thought, okay, I'll just look at that. And so this corner is one move away from being solved, which is nice. And the thing that's really nice about this case, for one looking, is that all the centers stay in the same spot where they are. So I'll know that these two are going to be swapped, and so are these two. So with what I noticed though, is that when I do this, it's five more moves to solve the layer. But the last 3 moves of the layer are the same as the first 3 moves of the alg. So I can just cancel into the alg. And then that turns into, I believe, an 8-mover. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Alright, so the third scramble, so this is kind of nice. You have this block of 2 corners here, which gives 3-move layer, and I figured that's basically enough you need to look at. So there's 2 ways to do this layer that are good. So one is to do 3 moves like this, and the other is to do insert this corner and then insert this corner. So generally I like to look at both. This one gives this case, which is like sledge, 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 which is not bad. But I went for the other one, which is pi plus x perm. And I use a little bit different alg for this case than most people, but I think it's pretty good. Zane also uses this alg. It goes something like this. Alright, fourth solve. This scramble is probably the worst one out of all of them, just because there isn't really that many great layers. So what I ended up doing was this layer on red, where you solve this corner and then you solve these two, which is a decent 5-move layer, and it gives this peanut plus watt perm, which is not a bad case. I sort of dropped the cube in the middle of it and had to sort of, I don't know, not really restart, but I kind of messed up a little bit, so I got a 3.2 on it, which, I mean, after the first 3, having 202 and then 2 sub 2s, I was very nervous for it, so that's not that surprising, and it's probably the worst scramble anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so for the last scramble, this scramble, as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, there's a 2-move layer on yellow, and I saw it was going to give an 8-mover, so you can actually hear in my in the video that I recorded on the from the table that I just say, oh my god, in inspection, because I basically knew at this point that as long as I just even if I screw it up, it's still gonna be a good average. So this is the only thing I looked at, is 2-move layer, and it gives this 8-mover. And I did lock up a little bit on it, but it was still a 1.7. So obviously can't really complain too much, and yeah, very excited to be the first person to break the sub 2 barrier. That's still crazy to me.